Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to apologise for the delay, both to the athletes, but I think that you'll realise in the circumstances that we just wanted to make sure that we had all the correct information. So, welcome on the cross-country day of the FEI European Eventing Championships here in Strzegom 2017. As we go into it, the team standings are in, excuse me, in first place Great Britain, second place Germany, and third place Sweden. And we will be running the press conference. The Polish have their translator with them. I'm going to be asking a question of the British team first of all, and then we'll go through the individuals, and we will try and do this as quickly as we can, but we want you to ask your question. So when you ask if you're going to ask a question, can you put your hand up, and my colleague will, I'm sorry to have my back to you, but this is the best way to stop the scratching on the microphone. If you put your hand up and say who you are and the media outlet that you are working for. So, as I say, we were so lucky that the weather stayed fine and that we came out with the result that we have now. And I can see there 4 faces that are very familiar to me, but it's great to see you guys. And so I would like if one of you could just field the question from me. Great Britain, did you think after the dressage and everything had happened and those early rounds that you would be leading up the end of the cross country?
Well, we have got very good horses with us here, and actually we had every belief in our horses' cross-country performances. It was obviously a very difficult course, proper championship track, but we're a strong team and strong cross-country riders, so we were ever hopeful to be moving up.
So, has anybody got any questions for the British team? Yep, there's one here. Could you turn yours off?
Amy Clark from Horse and Hound. It's a question for Roz. Obviously your first senior champion.
No, not yet.
Oh.
It's okay, it's all right.
And sat here in team goal position overnight. Just how does that feel?
Yeah, it's just really exciting for everybody and for the whole of Team GB. There's a lot of people that have support us and are working behind the scenes tirelessly to help us get here. So for me, it's a very proud moment.
Any more questions for the British team? Yeah, very quick one. Yeah.
This is for Tina. Just wondering the information that Oliver came back with for the team, so what he let you know, and how useful was that for the 3 of you to go out there and do your stuff?
He was a very important part of the team. In all seriousness, number one is always a very difficult position to go out in, and that is why Oliver was chosen for that position, because he's always a very fast rider and very determined, and it was the perfect place for us to have somebody like him with all his experience to go number one. Yes, he did come back and say it was slippery and to stud your horses up a bit more, but all that information was taken on board amongst our team.
Okay. Sorry.
Evi Simeoni from Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung in Germany. To whoever wants to answer, in Germany we know Chris Bartle quite well. Can you explain a little bit how big the change is that he brought to you?
I think Nicola, if you'd like to answer that one.
Obviously, it's great to have Chris Bartle part of our team training us, and he and Dickie have worked incredibly well together to create a fantastic squad of 6 here out in Poland. The atmosphere has been fantastic, and we've all grouped together and worked together, and it's been a really exciting week for us.
Thank you very much. If you'd like to pass the microphone all the way along to Ingrid. I think... Yeah, okay, one last question then.
to Oliver Townend. You were the first, and you had probably the time when the ground was still slippery. Was the run out of your horse a consequence of the ground not being a bit slippery?
No, I don't think that was an excuse, really. The run out happened. I mean, he's relatively inexperienced at this level, and I think that after fence 1, 2 and 3 were very comfortable, and then you come through and all of a sudden there's a crowd of people in front of you and things were just not quite so clear for him, and I think it just took his breath away a little bit. I don't think if he'd not had the first run out, I don't think the second run out would have happened either. I think he just became a little bit struck by the whole occasion, but at the same time, as he went on through the course, he felt to warm up and enjoy it more and more as he went on, but I don't think the ground was an excuse for the run outs, no.
Thank you very much, Oliver. If you could pass the microphone to Ingrid. In the gold medal individual place after the cross country is in Ingrid Klimke from Germany on Horseware Hail Bob. I was lucky enough to be up there when you were doing your interviews. You seemed very enthusiastic. Can you just explain what was that? How was the round for you?
I was very pleased because everything went exactly the way I wished, and he was full of himself already at the warm-up. So the trainers were a little bit worried while I had a big smile. They said I have to really focus and be more concentrated. So I was trying to take it really serious. But I felt that Bobby was just really flying and enjoying it, and everything worked exactly the way I wanted with my preparation points and my speed. I was always easy in time, so I only can be very proud of him while he gave me such a wonderful time.
Thank you. If you could just turn the microphone on. Any questions for Ingrid? No? You all good? Sorry, well, perhaps just one quick question for you, Ingrid. You talked about the team. There was somebody there with you, in Andrew Nicholson. Again, like they were talking about Chris Bartle, did he play his part in helping you with your round?
Definitely. Honestly, I asked Chris because he knows me and Bobby best, because we grew up with him, and I asked him to walk with me fence number 4. And then we sneaked to fence number 12. He says, don't tell anybody, but I said, why not? Because we helped the Brits before, so now he helped us. And I really enjoyed walking the course with Andrew Nicholson for sure. But I must say, all I've learned about cross-country riding was from Chris. So big thanks to him.
That's great, thank you. So if you could move the microphone across to, again, a very old friend of ours, Mikael Jung from Germany on Fischer Rokana. Obviously, we'd seen what had happened at the beginning of the course for the Germans, which is probably not what you wanted. What sort of pressure were you under when you started your cross-country ride?
Yeah, in the end, maybe it makes you a bit nervous in the beginning, but in the end, you have to be very concentrated to your own team and to your horse, and you have to trust your horse also, and you have to remember the last rounds. Yeah, on the championship also for the team, and when you start for Germany, you have to be on every situation 110% sure that it works, and sometimes then you work a bit more and maybe one little touch with the whip more, and yeah, but I'm very happy about my round, and Fischer Rokana was really wonderful. She jumped great everywhere. She was a bit spooky on the ditches, but very good, very clever, and yeah, also with the condition, very powerful in the end.
Thank you very much, Michael. Is anybody any questions for Mikael? We have had very good value from Mikael already, so if nobody's got any questions, then I'll pass it straight over to another new face to us here in Strzegom, which is Sarah Algertson Oshold. I do apologise again. It must be difficult for you, Sarah. You saw so many riders going before you. Does that put more pressure on you, having to wait to go?
Yes, I think that was a long day, and I saw a lot of riders and a lot of mistakes, but also a lot of good riding. So I try to think about all the good riders and the good rounds, and but I think also my team, all my 3 team riders did a very, very good job. So then it's of course easier to go out when there are 3 clear rounds before me on the fences.
And Sweden must be very, very pleased to be in the bronze. And the reflection, for tomorrow, the show jumping, Sweden also have a strong in the show jumping?
Yes, I think so. I think we have good show jumping horses in our team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Sarah? No? Okay. I think if you could just pass the microphone along. I am now pleased it's Paweł Swasek who's here from Poland. Again, I was lucky enough to be up there when you were doing your interviews with your son, and I was just sort of saying, you were so pleased. You were telling us yesterday that this is just getting better for you. Can you tell us whether it helped being here with this Polish crowd watching you?
Yep, for me it's always very nice when the public is with you and you feel that it helps, because they keep the fingers crossed for you. And every time when I'm in Strzegom, I feel like in home, and riding here is really a big pleasure for me.
Any questions for Paweł? I think there we are, Paweł. We have got Rudiger here. I wasn't proposing to ask him, but would you like to, if we could just pass the microphone down? Very quickly, Rudiger, would you like to say that your thoughts on your course today?
Ja. Ja, ich war eigentlich gewillt hier haben wir jemand?
Ja, genau, good.
Ich war gewillt, interessanten Championatskurs zu bauen, der die Reiter anregen sollte, doch nachzudenken, welche Wege sie reiten und was sie tun müssen, schnell zu sein und trotzdem um Null zu sein.
I was willing and my plan was to really I was really willing, and the plan was to build a course that makes the riders really plan their ways and stay on their lines and focus on what their plans are.
Man probiert immer etwas Neues, und hier für mich in diesem Kurs war auch gewollt, so wie es heute lief, mit der ersten Frage, das war Sprung 4 ABC, die auch, glaube ich, am meisten Probleme gemacht hat. Wobei man sehr schnell erkennen konnte, dass diese Aufgabe schwierig ist, und ich doch etwas überrascht war, wie wenige, besonders von den doch erfahrenen Reitern, sehr spät erst umgeschaltet haben auf längere Wege.
You often try something new, and on this course especially it was the number 4, the first week questions that came up pretty early in the course, and in the end I was a bit surprised that also experienced riders had their first faults there on mistakes, and I was surprised that the question was really that tough.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank all of our panel here today, all the riders, for Rudiger. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, after the cross-country phase of the FEI European Eventing Championships Strzegom 2017, in first place we have Team Great Britain, in second place we have Germany, and in third place we have the Swedes. And in the individuals, in first place Ingrid Klimke, second place Mikael Jung, and in third place Sarah Alsen Oshold. And then finally also very grateful to you as well, Paweł. Ladies and gentlemen, the riders, thank you very much.